Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and today's video is going to be another episode of Q&A with A&E. I am doing a collab with my dear friend Alice. Her channel name is Alice Lynn Beauty and More. Of course, I'll have her channel and her video linked in my description box. Now, Alice is one of my dearest friends. I love her to pieces. She's amazing. She's a beautiful person, a wonderful creator. If you guys have not yet gone to subscribe to her channel, I highly recommend doing so. And Alice and I, we started doing these collabs last year, towards the end of last year into this year. And then life just kind of got in the way for both of us. There was a lot of stuff she was dealing with, a lot of stuff I was dealing with. And so we put our collabs on hold for a little while. And Alice reached out to me a little while ago and said, do you want to keep doing these? And I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to keep doing these. So today's episode of Q&A with A&E is the summer edition. I have come up with 15 questions for us to answer all about summer. And we could choose whatever picture we wanted to choose that reminded us of summer and then create a look based on the colors that are within the image that we chose. So let me pop up the picture that I chose for this video today. And this is actually a picture of a beach towel. I was scrolling through pictures on Google of summer images, and this one just stood out to me the most. And I had a beach towel that was similar to this when I was a kid. And this just definitely says summer to me. The colors, the sun, all of it. I just think it's super cute. So what palette am I going to be using to create the look with based on the colors that are within the image? I'm going to be using this one from XNO Cosmetics that my friend just sent to me for my birthday. And this says, always be a sunflower in a field of pricks. Now, field is spelled wrong, but I don't care. And this is such a cool palette. It's magnetic, so the lid just comes off and there is a mirror on the other side, but I'm not going to blind you. And this is the color story. I think it's beautiful. And I think the colors in here match very well to the colors in the picture that I chose. And I have kind of a rough idea of what I'm going to be doing today. I think I'm going to be using these three mattes, this shimmer, that I think on the lower lash line, although that's not exactly the right color, but close enough. That was in the beach towel. I mean, it's kind of a bluey green. This is more of a green, but there's some blue in there. I don't know. And then maybe this shimmer as well. I haven't decided for sure, but that's what I'm thinking. And I don't know what picture Alice chose. I don't know what palette she's going to use. So that's going to be really fun to watch her video and see her look come together. And then also listen to the answers to the questions I came up with. So I do have my brows done. Of course, this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. I know I say that in every video. So let's get started here. Let me just make sure that, let me move this question sheet out of the way here. And let me just make sure that this isn't super creasy, which it is. Hold on just a second. Okay, I got that dealt with. So let's start off with the first question, which is, what do you love the most about summer? I don't really love summer, so that's a hard question for me to answer. I'm gonna start off with this shade right here called Peel Me and put that in my transition area, crease, whatever you wanna call it. But I mean, I do like summer. I just don't like all of summer. I would say that the thing that I love most about summer is when it's warm outside, but not too warm, and there's a nice cool breeze. That's my favorite. And that's usually how it is here when summer first starts. Although this summer, it started off with a bang. It was pretty hot. We didn't really have spring this year even. But I love, like, I guess towards the end of summer, like into September, when it starts to cool off a little bit, you know, the sun's still out, but there's a nice cool breeze. That is my favorite part of summer. Let's see. The second question is, what do you like the least about summer? I'm sure you can tell. The heat. I used to love hot weather when I was a kid. Love it, you know, like the hotter the better. And I was always outside. I mean, back when I was a kid, you were very, very rarely ever in your house. Very rarely. I mean, we would get up as soon as the sun rose, you know, slam a quick breakfast down, grab some snacks or pop or whatever, and just take off. You know, we were gone all day. We'd come home, eat lunch, and then take off again, come home, eat dinner, and then take off again. And I can remember being outside until like, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock at night during the summertime when I was like, well, probably not in grade school, probably more towards middle school. We'd play hide and seek. We'd play this really fun game called Witch's Caught, which is kind of like hide and seek. A little different. And it was just so fun. But as I got older, the heat has just absolutely destroyed me. I just don't love it. I don't like getting all sweaty, which I get very sweaty. And I don't know, I just am miserable in super hot weather. And thank goodness we have air conditioning, because I would be whining even more if we didn't. And that is a beautiful kind of melon orange shade. I think it matches pretty well with the colors in that image. That's so pretty. So I'm going to leave that like that for now. And then I'm going to go into this shade here called Positive Vibes, this pinky shade, and put that around the edge there. And I'll grab another brush. I'm going to use a little bit of a smaller, more condensed brush here. Let's see. Question number 3. What is your favorite summer memory of your youth? I mean, I kind of already talked about that a little bit, I guess. Just playing with my friends outside. It was so fun. And we would do all kinds of stuff, you know. And the cool thing is that we had these ponds that were down the street from my house. And there was always frogs in those ponds. And so we would catch frogs a lot and put them in these big white buckets, you know, with water in it and stuff. And we'd bring them back to our garage and like try to keep the frogs. And my mom would always find out and make us take the frogs back down to the ponds. She's like, this is not conducive to a frog. You can't do that, you guys. Get it out of here. So we would take the frogs back down to the pond and let them go. But, you know, we were going to be professional frog raisers, I guess. But, you know, we would just do all kinds of really fun stuff. And that's the thing I kind of feel sad about for my kids, was that by the time they came around, it just really wasn't safe to just let them roam the streets like it was when I was a kid. You know, I mean, there were some kind of a couple odd situations that happened when I was a kid with kind of some strange people that were around the neighborhood, but not, you know, it wasn't any big deal. As my kids grew, there was no way I was going to let them do that. We would also go to the Oregon coast a lot when I was a kid, which was really, really fun. I love the Oregon coast. We would stay in a place called Driftwood Shores, which I think I've mentioned before in other videos, but it was a beautiful place to stay and it was just really, really fun. And that looks beautiful. So I think now what I'll do is blend that out with this shade right here called Sunny Days, this beautiful yellow matte. I'll grab a brush for that. The next question, number 4, is where is the most fun place you've ever traveled to during the summer? I will be honest, I have not done a ton of traveling in my life. And a lot of the traveling that I've done, you know, like growing up and stuff, was during spring break. But well, this was in September, but it was, I think, still considered summer. A few years ago in 2018, ooh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Ooh, that's a beautiful kind of fluorescent yellow shade. Wow, I love that. I went on a girls' trip to La Jolla, California, with some of my really close friends. One of those friends is actually one of the people that bought me this palette. And we just had a blast in La Jolla. It was, let's see, 5 of us. 2 of my friends, and then each one of their sisters came with us, which I'm friends with them too. I went to high school with them and known these people since I was in high school. So we just had a blast. The only thing I will say about La Jolla is it's really, really expensive, and there's no way that I could like live in La Jolla, you know? There's just no way. But man, it was just a great time. We just sat up late and talked and went shopping and went down to the beach, and it was just a really neat time. And the house that we stayed in, my friend reserved that for us, it was like a Airbnb. It was just gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I will say everything in La Jolla is pretty much beautiful. The people there are absolutely beautiful. Everybody looks like they walked out of a magazine. And the houses there are gorgeous. And we looked at some of the houses that were for sale, and they were like millions of dollars. I'm like, yeah, no, I will never live in La Jolla. But it was a really fun place to go. Beautiful. You know what I might do, actually? Should I do this? I'm thinking about maybe putting the green shade, it's called Optimism, in my outer V. I think I am going to do that. Why not? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. I might really regret this. The next question is, what is your fave summertime food? Barbecue. I mean, we typically barbecue a lot in the summer. My husband and I barbecue pretty much all year round, like even in the rain, he will barbecue. Well, my husband barbecues. I just eat what he barbecues. I'm going to put this out here. I love barbecued steak, barbecued chicken, barbecued pork chops, you know, all that stuff. We've also barbecued veggies before. That was really yummy, like asparagus and corn on the cob. We've done that before, not for a while, but we have done it before. And yeah, I just could eat anything that's been barbecued, really. If you get me some roadkill and barbecue it, I'm probably going to eat it. I really am glad that I did this. It's getting a little murky out here, so I'll have to go kind of fix that a little bit. It's going to get murky because green and pinky orange don't really jive that well together, but I think this is fun. I think this is a fun summer look, you know, and I think it matches the towel I chose. I don't know, does it? I hope so. The next question is, what is your favorite outdoor summer activity? As a kid, it was doing pretty much anything outside. We liked to play basketball a lot in the summertime when I was a kid. Like I said, go to the ponds, ride our bikes. You know, we were always just gone. Okay, let me grab my brush here. And actually, I think I'm going to use this one. Oops, I'm dropping everything. I'm going to use this one again. And I think what I'll do is go into Peel Me and just kind of go around the edge of that green shade just a little bit, just to make it look a little bit less, I don't know, like it's just sitting there by itself. I'm trying to incorporate it a little bit better in this look. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I'm going to do my best to try to make it look better. Now, my favorite outdoor activity during the summer, I really do like to get a book, go out like to the lake or the park or whatever, and sit in the shade and read a book. That's really what I love to do, which I haven't really done that much. I have done that once already this summer because my husband went fishing and I didn't really feel like fishing, so I sat and read my true crime book in the shade while he fished. My husband and I also really like to go for walks at a pond that's near our house. Well, there's a few ponds there. I'll pop a picture up of the ponds. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of that in my phone. If I don't, I won't pop a picture up, but I'm pretty sure I do. And that's a really fun place to go in the summertime. And there's ducks and geese and nutria and beavers and butterflies and dragonflies, and it's a beautiful place. And we usually go and we'll feed the ducks. And there's fish in the ponds. There's carp and bass and bluegill. And we always see people fishing there. And every single time my husband's like, are you catching anything? Are you catching anything? It's so funny. He just accosts these people. They doesn't even know. And most of the time, nobody's catching anything anymore, which then he has to talk about it for about 20 minutes about how it's just not the same here anymore. And all the fish are gone. And it's just, I hate that. And so anyway, the next question is, what is your favorite summer beverage? Strawberry lemonade. Ooh, lemonade in general, but I really love strawberry lemonade. Like if I go to a restaurant during the summertime to have something to eat, obviously, I mean, what would I go to a restaurant for if not to eat something? I always get strawberry lemonade to drink. I just love it. It's so good. And I love to dig the strawberries out with my spoon and eat them. Such a class act I am. Okay, and now I think what I'll do, I know this is kind of backwards from what I already did, but I'm going to clean this brush off. Geez, I'm making a mess. This brush off a little bit with my microfiber towel and go back into Positive Vibes and just add a little bit more of that back. And then I also really love ice water. And I also love ice water with cucumbers in it. That's really yummy. Or lemon, but mostly cucumbers. I just love that. It tastes so yummy, and it's very refreshing in the summertime for sure. And then I'm going to go back in with Sunny Days and put that around the edge and answer another question. Is there a particular song or musical group that reminds you of summer? Yes. Once Bitten, Twice Shy by Great White is a song that always reminds me of summer because when I was, let's see, sophomore, junior in high school, I babysat a little boy. His name was Ryan, and he was so freaking cute. I loved him. I loved his family. I mean, I just really loved that whole situation. It was so fun to go and babysit him in the summertime. And he was like 5, 6 when I started babysitting him. And he loved that song, the Once Bitten, Twice Shy from Great White. So every time I was there, we would listen to that song. I'm going to clean this off just a little bit, just so there's not as much product, and just kind of try to blend that a little bit better. He would just get down to that song. It was so funny. So every time I hear that song, I always think of babysitting Ryan in the summertime during high school. Okay, I think that does look good. And now I'm going to use this shimmer right here called Eris. Put that down towards this half, and then I'm going to put this shimmer towards the front called Prissy. Okay, let me find a brush. I'm going to use one of my Temu brushes. Let me answer the next question. What is the best summertime dessert? Ice cream. Really. I mean, I just love ice cream in the summertime. And actually, it was so funny. My husband went to go get his haircut. Was that Sunday? Yeah, on Sunday. And I could hear the ice cream truck always comes by our house every weekend. And as he was getting into the garage, or pulling into the garage after his haircut, the ice cream man was coming down the street, and he had some money in his wallet, and there was all these little kids screaming and all excited that the ice cream man was coming. And he heard couple little kids saying, I don't have enough money. My mom only gave me a quarter. There's nothing I can buy for a quarter other than the Mike and Ike's and little machine thing he has on his little ice cream truck. And so my husband went over and said, I have $5. You guys can use this to get some ice cream if that's okay with your parents. And who knows if it was okay with the parents, because they're like, yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, Paul, did you make sure? And he's like, I don't know. Hopefully they're not going to come over here and like slap me. So he gave it to one of the older girls that was standing there, because, you know, these little kids are like trying to grab for it, like, it's mine. And Paul's like, no, I'm going to give it to the oldest child here, and she can, you know, help you guys pick out what you want. And so that was cool. He felt like the savior. It was really cute. Yeah, I love ice cream. I love, what are those called? Not Nutter Butters. They're the ice cream cones that have the nuts on the top. Those are my favorite, although I'm really not a nut fan, but those ones I like. Those are good. And then I also love Klondike bars, and I love Fudge-sicles, and I love like the Push Pops, like the Scooby-Doo Push Pops. Those are so yummy. So yummy. And Paul did buy himself some ice cream, but I'm on, you know, a bit of a diet. So I said, he did get me a popsicle, but I was like, yeah, no, you can have that. So he had both. And I love that. It looks really pretty. So now I'm just gonna, I think, should I use this brush? No, actually, no. I think what I'm gonna do is use this brush. Sorry if I'm making a bunch of noise, but I am, because there's all these brushes in here. I'm gonna use this one, my Jessup Cream Shader brush. The next question is, what is something you love to do in the summer to relax? Nap. I'm gonna go into prissy now. I love to take naps. Love to take naps on the weekend, but I take naps all the time. That doesn't have to be the summertime for me to take a nap. But like I said, I really do like to get a book and go sit somewhere outside in the shade and read. That's very relaxing to me. What else do I like to do? Ooh, that's pretty. This looks very watermelon-y to me now. Ooh, that's really fun. I love it. I'm just gonna try to like make these jive together as well as I can. I don't think I've ever used this particular color combination ever in an eye look. This is really fun. Yeah, I dig it. This is kind of bugging me because it just looks weird, like it's not jiving together, but you know, that's just the way it's gonna be, I guess. I might go back and try to mess with that here a little bit, but let's just keep going. Just keep going. Keep swimming. Just keep swimming. So now for the lower lash line, I did pop my concealer on down here, my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, of course, and I'm going to be using this in my lower waterline, and this is the Beauty Creations Gel Liner in the shade Mango Tango. I thought the orange would look nice, kind of orangey, pinky, reddish, whatever. Let's answer another question, shall we? What is the best summer job you had growing up? Oh, I mean, I babysat a lot in the summertime when I was growing up, so that was always really fun, and I babysat, you know, Ryan. And then there was some other neighbor kids that I babysat, and I really loved to do that. I also had a job ironing, which I know sounds really weird for my neighbors during the summer, but I love to iron. I love it. It's very soothing and relaxing to me. And I know ironing in the summer sounds like a really weird thing to do because irons are hot, and I used to get really hot and sweaty, but that was in a point in my life where I didn't care if I got all hot and sweaty. I love that, you know, hotter the better, sweatier the better, let's go. Now I'm like, ugh, I hate sweating. But yeah, I ironed for, gosh, summer before my 7th grade year, summer before my 8th grade year, I think, and loved it. I loved it. And I made $20 per bundle of laundry that was given to me to iron. So, you know, no matter how much clothes was in it, how many articles of clothing were in it, it didn't matter. There could be 3 things, I'd make $20. There could be 400 things, I'd make $20. And usually there wasn't 400 things. So now what I think I'll do is start off with this shade right here called Optimism and put that in my lower lash line, or on my lower lash line, starting out here and working it across. And then I think what I might do is pop a little bit of that towards the front part of the lower lash line. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. The next question is, what do you look forward to the most about summer? Well, what do I look forward to the most about summer? I don't know. I mean, I do like when the sun's out. I do like that. I just, like I said, the heat drives me crazy. When my kids were younger, I loved it when they would be home for summer. You know, I just loved that. It was so fun to have them home in the summertime, and we could spend a lot of time together and do a lot of fun stuff together. We would typically go to a place in Portland called, which is a couple hours north of us, called Oaks Park, which is this really fun amusement park. It is so much fun, and I am begging my husband to take me there this summer on a day where it's not 900 degrees outside. I just love being around them during the summertime. I will say though, when the summer came to an end and it was time for them to go back to school, I was ready for them to go back to school. I'm like, okay, go. Because my son was a lot to handle when he was a kid, because he had a lot of energy and, bouncing balls in the house and being obnoxious and, that kind of stuff. So I'd be like, okay, Braden, it's time for you to go back to school, honey. But now that they're gone, sometimes it gets too quiet in this house. And I'll tell my husband, like, can you like jump up and down and shout and bounce a ball? And he's like, no, like, please. Anyway, but yeah, I really do miss that time of having them home during the summertime when they were kids. I love that. There's 3 more questions. Number 13. I don't think I've been numbering these as I've been reading them, but who cares? Where is a place you've always wanted to go in the summertime? Hawaii. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, never been. And I have a coworker. Let me move this out of the way here. Sorry, I know that's making a ton of noise. I have a coworker that is from Hawaii. I'm going to go into this shade now called Eris, put that towards the front. And he tells me stories about his childhood in Hawaii. And I'm just like, wow, oh, that looks pretty. I like that. It just sounds so magical and amazing. And, like I said, I'm kind of cheap. I've said that in lots of videos. So like spending the money to go to Hawaii just seems too much. But at the same time, like if you don't spend the money, then you don't go anywhere, right? So at some point, that's really what I want to do, is go to Hawaii. First and foremost, though, if I do go anywhere, I'm going to go to the UK and visit Steph. Like we've been talking real seriously about that lately. And I just want to start saving money so that we can go over there. What we would really like to do is have, myself, my husband, my daughter, her husband, and my grandson all go to the UK as Wesley gets older, so that he has that experience of meeting his Auntie Steph and then also seeing all the beautiful sights in the UK. That's definitely what we want to do. And I love that, but I do want to kind of do something a little bit differently down there because it's, I don't know. So I think I'm going to go into Sunny Days and just pop a little bit of that underneath that green shade just to make it look a little, I don't know, what. Number 14, what is a smell you always associate with summer? Sunscreen. And I love the smell of sunscreen. I mean, I lose it. Anytime I have like a moisturizer that has sunscreen in it, and I have a hair, don't I? I've probably had this hair sticking out this whole time. Jeez. Let's get that out of the way. I just love it. I mean, if I have something that has sunscreen in it, I'm like, I just love how it smells. I don't know why. And there's times when my daughter has brought my grandson over here after he's been outside playing, and she always puts sunscreen on him, of course, and I just sniff him to forever, just like, let me smell him. Let me smell him. He's kind of like, Noni, okay, get off me. But I just love the smell of sunscreen. I do. I don't know why. I just think it's amazing. And that always reminds me of summertime. The smell of watermelon also reminds me of summer. The smell of lemonade, that always reminds me of summer too. But sunscreen is my favorite summertime scent. Any kind of sunscreen. I don't care what it is. I love it. Last question. What are your plans for this summer? We don't really have a lot of plans for this summer yet. I mean, we better get moving because it's, getting to be the middle of July now. Or it will be the middle of July when this video goes up. Absolutely. Exactly the middle. We do really want to go camping. We don't have a lot of camping gear. That's something that we really need to get figured out, is like camping gear. We need to get like a tent and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that would be ideal for us to go camping, but I just don't know that we're going to do that. We talk about it, we don't do it. So I think I'm pretty much done with this look. I really do like it. It's very different than what I think I've ever done look-wise. This little edge here is driving me batty, so I might try to fix that a little bit when I go off camera to do my other eye, my face, my hair. And I'll come back and wrap up this video. This is the finished look, and I love how this look turned out. This eye took me a little while to get that green shade really blended out, and I still don't think it's as blended out as I would like for it to be, but this is as good as it's gonna get. And that palette is so beautiful and so much fun to play with today. I think I did a pretty decent job of matching the colors that are in the image that I chose with that palette. I'll show it to you again and gush over it, but let me show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look. On my lips, I did use the Queen Nubia liquid lipstick in the shade Denise. I love this shade. I thought it would look really nice with the eye look and go along with the colors that are in the image that I chose. And then I did pop this over the top, my Cab Lip Oil. I love that. It's almost gone. I'm gonna have to get some more. For my mascara, I did use the Nobu lash from Nobu Cosmetics. Oh yes, I'm going to use this, like I've said in the last, I don't know how many videos, until it's all the way gone, and I'm going to have to get myself some more. For my upper lid liner, I did use my Ciate London Fierce Flicks in black. Like I say every time I use this too, I cannot believe there's any product left in here because I've had this for so long. And then for my inner corners and also for my highlight on my face, I use this little pretty little bad boy here. This is, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, CMAADU Cosmetics Highlighter. In Dream Glow Kit is what this says. And Teresa Starship sent this to me for our mystery box swap collab, group collab back in March. And I used this shade right here, this beautiful goldy shade. I just thought that would look really pretty. And I really like how all of these work. Well, I haven't used this one yet, but the rest of them work really well. So let me show you the palette again. So cute. Isn't that cute? I love the packaging. I love that this comes off. So cute, or the way it comes off. And this is such a beautiful color story. Really fun to play with this today. All the shades that I used were just amazing. XNO Cosmetics, this is my second palette from the brand, and the other palette that I have, the Valkyrie palette, is so gorgeous, and I just love their formula. The mattes, the shimmers, everything works so well, and I really do think this look came together very nicely. This is a color combination I don't think I've ever done before, so my first time putting these things together, I think it turned out okay. Be nice. But really fun, really fun, and always an absolute pleasure to collab with Alice. So much fun. I'm so glad we're doing this again. Really fun to answer these questions, and if you guys have a channel and you want to do this on your channel, I'm going to put all 15 questions in the description box. Go for it. Just make sure to tag Alice and I so that we can watch and listen to your answers as well. I cannot wait to see Alice's video, watch her look come together, see what picture she chose, what palette she chose, of course listen to her answers. It's going to be so fun. And like I said at the beginning, I will have her channel and her video linked in my description box. You guys really need to go and check her out. And if you fall in love with her, like I have, subscribe to her channel. She is such a dear friend to me. She's beautiful, she's funny, she's real, she's genuine. She is the whole package. And I hope that we are going to do this every month again, because I really miss doing this with her. It's been really fun to reconnect and do these videos again. I will also have the XNO Cosmetics website linked in my description box too. I really recommend that you guys go and check out the site and check out the products. They have palettes and other really fun, beautiful things. And just happy that I have more from this brand in my collection. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash that like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I so thoroughly enjoy chatting with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again on my next video, but in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I'll see you soon. Happy summer. Bye.
Drop it.